What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here, hanging out in the cave on a rainy, cold for Florida day. So just wanted to check in with you guys. Make sure, again, as always, you hit that subscribe, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button, hit that alert because we're dropping videos all the time, especially as we're getting closer and closer to the draft, closer and closer to free agency. A lot of more news, a lot more stuff to talk about. Obviously, we got our live shows during the week too, so make sure you check those out. So you heard today, no surprise, Stephen Jones comes out and says they're looking to draft a quarterback in the draft, which pretty much means the end of the Trey Lance era in Dallas, which then just validates a wasted draft pick that they spent on Trey Lance. And I mean, honestly, for me, I wasn't really upset with the trade originally because you're getting a young kid. You're getting someone that you got to remember at that time, Dak Prescott hadn't signed that long-term deal. Maybe it was kind of an in case emergency break glass. See what he's got. If he's got some potential, then it's something they can think about with Dak Prescott. Do they let him play out the last year of his contract and go from there? Or if he's not very good, you better sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal. So it was evident in his lack of playing time that the Cowboys really didn't think highly of his potential and what he can do. And, I'd said going into this season, if the Cowboys had a game to win and Dak wasn't there, you go ahead and play Cooper Rush. But if Dak Prescott had a season-ending injury, some catastrophe were to happen, I would have went in with Trey Lance and just gave him the reps and just see what happens. If he sucks, they would have ended up with a top 5 pick. If he's good, then you would have had you could have found your quarterback of the future. So to me, I don't like the way they handled the whole thing. And he must have been pretty bad, I guess, if he couldn't succeed Cooper Rush, especially with the amount of time that Dak Prescott was out last year. So I guess it goes to show that he just wasn't very good, which then you got to say, well, what were our scouts looking at? You gave up a 4th-round pick that you could have used for running back or any other position in need, in the last draft. And then they go ahead and they trade this 4th-round pick that's in this draft, for the receiver Mingo, which that trade made absolutely zero sense. Not saying he's a bad player. He could end up being a pretty decent player. You just don't know. But at that point in the season, why are you really trading anything, giving away any draft capital? More than likely, the Panthers probably would have tried to move on from him next year or would have been open to trade him during the draft, and you could have probably given up a later pick if you were that high on him. But he never really got the opportunity to really show what he could do because you bring him in the middle of the season with backup quarterback, with decimated injuries. It's really no opportunity for success. So where Trey Lance had that opportunity, he had off seasons. They played him in every preseason game, got all the snaps and most of it. He had an opportunity because Dak Prescott did go down with pretty much a season-ending injury, and he couldn't beat out Cooper Rush. So it's just another bad decision by the organization that they pay for. Because if you look in that draft, there were some running backs in the 4th round that they could have got. And how different would this team look, with a younger running back? Now this draft, you're going to have to go get a running back. So instead of doing it last year, now we're going to go do it this year. So it's just it's frustrating, but you can't look back. You got to look forward, and you gotta hope with the draft class that they have this year, they'll be able to address the running back position. And plus, in a lot of the mock drafts I did, I had them taking a quarterback. I like the kid out of Syracuse. I know a lot of people like darts. I mean, there's definitely some quarterbacks that you can take that could be the one that you groom for the next future quarterback of the Cowboys if needed or if that was the case. So there's no pressure. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I guess it's the end of the Trey Lance era. Not much of an era. It's going to be curious to see what next team takes a chance on him because he's still a young kid with obviously a lot of talent. It's just the talent hasn't turned into the potential on the field and hadn't turned into results. So we'll see what happens. Wish him the best. But again, just one of those salt on the wounds when you see they're giving up on him and what they gave up to get him. It's just obviously another trade that didn't work out for the Cowboys on a long list, it seems like, over the last few years. So we'll see what happens. I'll be dropping some more videos and possibly doing a live show tonight. I'm not 100% sure. So if not, we'll be dropping another video, and then we'll be getting us definitely some draft talk, some draft prospects who could be on this Cowboys team to help us out. So definitely hit the subscribe, hit that thumbs up, like. Appreciate it. You know I'm hanging in the cave as always. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, whenever you're checking it out. See you.